Hi friends, Hattie from Honeybee Stampers here. I'm hopping on for our November online workshop, and I am in the Facebook business page for Honeybee Stampers right now. I do have my computer with me. I'm just going to check to make sure that it's recording correctly, and it looks like all is good. Okay, so welcome to our online workshop. Last week was Thursday, November 11th, Veterans Day, and it also happened to be my birthday. So I took that day off to hang out with my husband and my baby, who actually celebrated his 1.5-year birthday. So it was really nice. It was really nice time with my family. So today I'm here to share with you those projects that I designed. Let's see here. Which card do we want to start with first? There's lots of stuff I want to share with you today, and there's a special and a sale that's going on that ends today, so you'll hear me talking about that. Let's actually start with this card. I already kind of put this one out there on social media last week to let you know that I would be showcasing it this week. And so this particular card was created using the Eden's Garden bundle of products. So this product was released early. It's considered an early release product for something that's coming out in the upcoming catalog. So the catalog that's coming out in January to June, it's another mini catalog, and that's where we've got our Valentine's and Easter and those kind of cards, right? Mother's Day, Father's Day, that kind of thing. This suite of products is actually going to be featured in that catalog, but we get to order it early. As a demonstrator, I got to order it really early, and now as customers, you guys can order it. Oh, good, Nan. I'm glad it's on your wish list, and you already got the gems. Let me show you this. Nan actually won these beautiful gems that are part of the suite of products at one of our events, and these gems are while supplies last. So let me tell you about the product bundle first before we make this card. This is the stamp set. Again, it's called Eden's Garden, and you've got some great sentiments here. And the stamps themselves are distinctive. So distinctive means that Stampin' Up, and it's actually it's a type of stamp that only Stampin' Up creates. So the distinctive stamp, as you can see here, has a lot of different shading or variations of shading. So when you ink it up just one time with one color of ink, when you stamp it, it's going to look as though you've inked it up with several different types of ink, or anyways, it's just going to have a lot of dimension to it, and you'll see in just a minute. So we've got this stamp set, and then these are the dies that coordinate with it as well. These dies are a bit intricate and a little bit foo-foo. They're not typically the dies that I like to create with, but this card actually turned out really cute. And so I'll show you how to use these. I didn't use these two dies, but you'll see. Okay, let's set that to the side. So these two pieces right here, this bundle is going to be available in the next catalog, but it's available right now for you to order if you'd like. And then the gems, as well as the designer series paper. And let me grab that designer series paper so you can see it. Okay. So this designer series paper right here, I have actually cut it down to 6 by 12. Well, this is a little bit smaller than that. To show you the pieces. It's just easier for me to handle. But the actual designer series paper comes in a 12 by 12 pack. This paper is also while supplies last. So this is one side, and then this is the other side of that same paper. This is one side, and this is the other side. And you can see that one side of the paper has some gold accents in it, some gold foil. So that's what makes it kind of special. Specialty Designer Series paper is a little bit more expensive than our regular paper, but I'm telling you it's worth it. So here are the other sides. The lighting, I think, is not lending well to this Designer Series paper because it is so gorgeous. You'll have to see it in person. And then here's the other one. This is kind of an ombre. The color palette that they used for this Designer Series paper is Soft Succulent and Evening Evergreen. So those are two of our new in colors, and I just think it looks so good together. They also have something called cotton paper. So we haven't carried cotton paper before that I know of. So this cotton paper is rather flimsy. It's almost like tissue paper, which would be great if you wanted to create a little bag. I'm sure you guys have seen the Designer Series paper bags before. They're so cute. And then you could use this as tissue paper if you wanted to. But you're going to get 10 12 by 12 sheets of this cotton paper in the evening evergreen and the soft succulent, and 5 of each. Again, these products right here, so these 3 products right here are while supplies last only. When they sell out, that's it. So if that's on your wish list, make sure you grab it. You're gonna want it. Let's get to crafting. So this card is a fairly simple card. Let me get all my pieces out. I do some of the work ahead of time so that we can get through all 3 projects and I can chat with you without going too far over the hour. So we're going to use a soft succulent card base here. I'll actually share the measurements for these projects on my Facebook page, because this month typically I will cut and prep the projects for you guys, but I'm not going to be doing it this month. I'm taking a little bit of a break from that. So, and it's quite, if any of you have crafted before, quite time consuming, right, to put all these kits out. So we will have an ordering special, but I won't be sending out the kits. Okay, so here's our card base, and then I'm going to take the soft succulent tissue paper and I'm just going to crinkle it up, just like that. And we'll open it back up and kind of flatten it out. I just wanted that extra texture to add to the card. A lot of times you'll see me using embossing folders to add that extra layer, extra texture to the card. And this time I just wanted to do something a little different. Since this paper is rather fragile, I'm going to add the adhesive directly to the card itself. Let me try to center this here. And even if it's off a little bit, it's okay. Okay. And I know those of you who know me, and I'm a bit of a perfectionist when it comes to paper crafting, that's typically not okay. But for this card, we're going to be good with it. All right, so I'm going to take the designer series paper that I've already cut. So this is one side. Hate to cover that up, but we're going to today. And then here's the other side. And I'm just going to add, I'm going to layer them on top of each other, centering it if I can. Right, and then let's see, there's this gold shimmer ribbon that I absolutely love. Right now it's currently not orderable because it's pretty much sold out, but I believe they'll be bringing it back, and I have to double check as to when exactly. I feel like the date that I saw was November 22nd, the week of that, so don't hold me to it, but I hope so. Okay, I cut that kind of shorter than I wanted to. Let me do this again. So you're going to cut, to make this little ribbon, I'm going to do a little faux bow here. And you're going to cut it a little bit longer than the cardstock so that you can adhere it to the back. And the reason I do this is because this end of this ribbon actually does fray quite a bit. So you're going to want to secure it. I didn't for that card, but I'm making sure that I do it this time. Okay, so just secure it on the back there. And we're going to do the same thing here. Okay. This ribbon is so pretty. Now, tying this ribbon actually is so easy to tie with. So what I do is I just fold it in half like that, make a little ribbon like that, and then I take and I loop it around. So we've got a little bit of a loop there, and then I stuff it in through that hole, and then I pull it to make my bow. And then I kind of just finagle it a little bit to get it the way that I want it. And this ribbon, like I said earlier, just ties so pretty. So now that you've done that, you can adjust it a little bit, take your paper snips and trim the ends there just like that. Okay, well actually that side looks better. So we'll add this to the top of the bow. Well, we'll do that after we get the rest of it done. Oop, I forgot one thing. Okay, let me add this to the card front here, and then we're going to slide in that very vanilla piece underneath the bow here, underneath this ribbon. Make sure my card opens up in the right direction. Okay, and I'm going to layer that right there. This right here, I cut 2 pieces of the very vanilla using the stitched rectangles. So these stitched rectangle dies are actually on sale right now. I love these dies. I use them quite a bit. I could actually cut this paper down into two rectangles, but it doesn't look the same. The stitching on the edge just gives it that finished look that makes the card look even better. So let's slide this in here and kind of center it a little bit. Okay. Now the second stitched rectangle I'm going to stamp on. Grab my ink pad and our stamps. The stamp set itself is red rubber. So whenever you see whenever you hear of red rubber, that means you've got the rubber that looks like this, and they actually call it cling stamp now. It's the red rubber on here, and then you've got the foam. So you don't really need anything underneath it to stamp it and make it look good. Now, if you're using photopolymer, which is the see-through stamps, then you're gonna want maybe a little extra padding. Okay, so when you're working with the distinctive stamp, you wanna make sure that the stamp itself is nice and clean. I'm gonna open this up here. And actually, I'm gonna stamp, instead of doing the soft succulent, I'm actually gonna stamp an evening evergreen, and we'll see which card we like better. All right, so when I ink this up, I'm just gonna lightly tap on here, okay? And you can actually see when you're looking at the stamp, it looks like it's not completely covered, but that's what the beauty of distinctive is. So where you see the darker areas, that's where it's gonna stamp a little bit darker. All right. And before I stamp that down, let me put my sentiment down. I like to stamp my sentiment first typically so that I know where I'm going. Okay. And I'm gonna stamp straight down. I'm concentrating here, and straight up. Okay. Now I'm gonna take this stamp and I'm gonna stamp it to the side. There we go. Okay, I like that. So this is actually, this color here is in soft succulent, and this is in the evening evergreen. There's not a big difference there, but I think I like that way. I like the darker better. You guys will have to let me know what you think. Now what I'm gonna do is just take some Stampin' Dimensionals, and we'll add some onto the back. I had a stamp camp, a virtual stamp camp was it last month or this month? It was the beginning of this month. And oh my goodness, my internet was just terrible. And so I decided after that stamp camp to upgrade my internet. And they told me, FTC is who I go with, they told me that my videos should look a lot better now. So those of you who have been watching my videos for a while, you'll have to tell me if you notice a difference. I hope so. Let's grab some glue dots. So I just put that on, layered that on with our Stampin' Dimensionals, and then I'm gonna grab a glue dot here, and we'll put the ribbon above it. I love a good faux bow. There we go. Okay, so now to finish this card, the front of this card, we're going to add some of these pretty gems. So for the original card, I actually used the round gems, and this time I'm gonna try these little teardrop gems. I feel like I have a pair of old shoes that had gems that look like this on them. We'll see, we'll just add a couple on there. Let's do one up here. Okay, love it, there we go. So there are the cards here. You guys will have to tell me if you like the darker stamp better and if you like these gems better. They're a little bit different. Now for the inside of the card, I took a piece of Very Vanilla, and I typically cut the Very Vanilla down to 5 1/4 by 4 by 4. Okay, so 5 1/4 by 4. And what I did was I took this particular die that's part of this die set here, the edge, and I just laid it in my die cutting machine so that the very end of it was at the edge. And then I ran it through. And that's where I got this pretty edge on the side. And it still kind of layers well. So that's just a little tip from me to you. And actually, before I add this on, let's stamp here. So for the inside of this, I stamped one of the cute little stamps in Soft Succulent. Okay. The comments, I think, are coming through, but it's a little bit delayed on my end, so I'll have to go back and read them in just a second. And then we'll take the darker Evening Evergreen, which I'm realizing I think just might need some ink. I use this for one of our classes. Oh no, it looks juicy. Okay, well anyways, and then we're gonna stamp the sentiment. Okay, so when you ink up your stamps and you see that you've got a lot of ink around the edge here, you have to be really careful when you stamp it down, because if you press too hard, then you're gonna get a halo effect. So if I were to press that too hard or to rock back and forth, you'll see you get that terrible little extra ink that you don't want. We call that a halo. And so make sure you either ink it up very lightly so that you only get ink where you want it, or you stamp it down lightly. That's something that I know a lot of times when we have card classes, people will get frustrated. Oh my gosh, I did my whole card and then I went to put my sentiment on and I have this stinking line on the top of it, and then they're not happy. So there's that first card. Let me put this in here and we'll put all this stuff away. Add a little adhesive there. I really like the edge to this, the edge die. I just love the way that it looks. Okay, there we go. So I have to do the drawing for last month, and I'm going to be doing a drawing for this month, but whoever wins the drawing, and it's going to be based on comments again, so I will do a drawing based on who comments on the video. You'll get all of the cards that we created today, plus I'll give you another little gift. All right, let me move all this stuff, and we'll go on to our next card. I'm not done playing with this stamp set or this suite of products either, so hopefully you guys will see some more projects in the near future. While I'm cleaning up, I'm gonna see what you guys are saying. Oh yeah, Nan, you gotta try out that Phobo. I love it. Hi, Amy. Oh, good. Oh, good, Franny. I'm so glad. Franny, I hope that Dottie can find this video. I forgot to send the link out. But you can even, I don't know if you can tag her name or not. You can try. All right, move all this stuff. It's amazing how quickly your table space can get muddled up with things. I'm telling you. All right, next card. So our next card is going to be a fun fold. Let me pull this up here. Okay, so I'm going to show you guys the card right off the bat. This is a card that I created as part of a mystery stamping activity that I did with my team. So I'm going to be talking about my team a lot today because there's just a lot of stuff, great stuff going on with them. So my team is called the Beehive, and the way that you become a part of my team is if you purchase a starter kit for me. The starter kit is right now on sale for only $75, and you get to pick out $125 worth of stuff. And then you can either be a happy shopper or you can decide to build a business with it if you wanted to. So at our team meetings, which we do the first Sunday of every month, at the end of it, we do what's called a mystery stamping challenge. And so I give them the measurements of a particular card, and I tell them to get, designer series paper and a coordinating cardstock base. They don't know what the card looks like. They just know the measurements and kind of an idea of what we're doing. And then what we do is I give them the instructions. So this was the card that I actually had designed, and then I gave them instructions to do it. And at the end, I show them the card, and then they share with us the cards that they created. So it's super fun. So this card is a fun fold, which I love doing fun folds. I really do. So we're going to take this real red. And again, I'll share the measurements here for you guys on my Facebook page. So if you want to recreate it. So we're going to take, and this card is so simple. Oh my goodness, so simple. We're going to be using some designer series paper from the Frosted Gingerbread suite of products. And I should have showed you guys what they all were, but I'll do it at the end. Okay, so we're just gonna add some adhesive to this designer series paper. And the paper is also bright and fun and festive, and you literally can't go wrong with mixing and matching the papers together. And then we'll add this designer series paper to this side. So you wanna make sure that this side is gonna open up this way and that you've got your paper on top. All right, so we're just gonna layer that. Both of the designer series paper measurements are the same. They're 4 by 3 inches. Okay, so now you kind of have an idea as to how that's going. And then we're going to take this, and I already die cut this for you guys for the video. And I use the Tasteful Labels dies, which is this one right here. And this one is one that I use a lot. So I said that the stitched rectangles I use a lot. I use this one a lot too. I probably use this a lot more than the stitched rectangle, but there's so many different types of dies and you can actually layer them together. As you can see on the card, I actually die cut this piece here, this larger piece, and then this one, and I'm gonna layer them together like so. All right, let me grab my Real Red ink pad. All of our ink is on sale too, you guys. So we've got ink, paper, and dies are all on sale, different percentages, and the sale ends today. So if you need to stock up on paper or ink or some of those dies that you've had on your list for a while, go for it. Now's the time. Okay, so we're going to Sending You Peppermint Kisses. So adorable. I'm just going to stamp that right in the middle. Okay, and this is a photopolymer stamp, so you can see right through it. You can position it really well. Let me see here. Okay, and then we are going to just layer this on top. I'm just going to add some adhesive to the back here. And we'll layer that like so. I'm going to take a piece of scrap paper. The stamp that we're using is this one. It's called Frosted Gingerbread. So we use this sentiment here, and then I'm going to use these two peppermints. So one of them is a trio of peppermints, and the other one's a single. Okay, so for the trio of peppermints, I'm going to stamp them in Old Olive. When you get your designer series paper, I don't have a full pack here to show you guys. On the very back, actually here it is. Here's one. On the very back of all your designer series paper, you're going to see a label like this. And this one, I grabbed the one that doesn't tell you. Anyways, typically you're going to look on the back of your designer series paper and you're going to see the colors that were used in that paper. So when you go to create, just grab those colors and stamp away. It's going to make it so easy. All right, so we'll ink up this Old Olive like that. And then I'm going to do the single one in Real Red. That's got something on it. Let me see here if I can wipe that off. It must be glue or something. Okay. All right, then we'll just stamp it like that. Now the dies that coordinate with this suite of products, let me tell you real quick, the sale where I mentioned the dies are on sale and the paper's on sale, et cetera, not the dies from the holiday catalog. So just the annual catalog stuff is on sale, so that you know. So these are the dies that coordinate with that stamp set. And this is a trio die that you can just take, and if you lay it right over the top of that before you run it through your die cutting machine, it'll cut them all out for you. And then we've got a couple circle dies, and this is the one that actually fits, and it even gives it a little bit of a beveled edge so that it looks like a peppermint. And to me, when I'm looking at that right now, it looks like it could even be a beach ball or something. So I've actually die cut them out for us so that we don't have to spend time doing that. And I've got them here. Alrighty, so we will add this to the card. Let me actually set that to the side and add the card together so that you guys can see how it goes together. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm going to take this basic white piece and I'm just gonna stamp the peppermints, the trio of peppermints in the corner. Okay. Let me see, what did I do with my cleaning? I keep my chamois in one of these boxes and I use them to clean my stamps with. So you just kind of wipe it on there and then you rinse this out with water until it runs clear and then you know that that's good to go. Okay, so I had stamped this originally in Old Olive, these trio of peppermints, but now I'm going to use the Real Red. Ink that up and I'm just going to stamp it right in the corner here. Okay, now once we've done that, I'm going to take this piece here, I'm going to open it up and I'm going to add some adhesive to the inside of this. I'm going to take my basic white piece and I'm going to center it onto that inside layer. Okay, hopefully that makes sense. So you'll see, now you can close it over like that. You are going to have a little bit peeking out at the top and bottom. Okay, so you can see the back. Now what you want to do is add some adhesive to the back part of this. Okay, make sure my card base opens like this. Perfect. Make sure this opens correctly. Perfect, there we go. And then you're going to center this onto the base of the card. Okay. Now once you've done that, you're going to have a flap that opens up like so. Okay, too easy. Now we're going to take our sentiment and add some dimensionals to it and just pop it up on the front. Take off the backing. There we go. I absolutely love this suite of products. I love the colors and the designs are so cute. Okay, let's grab our little peppermints that we had earlier. And what I decided to do was just add some dimensionals to the back and layer them randomly on the front. Okay, so all of the dimensionals pretty much fit, but we've also got another set of dimensionals. These are our regular dimensionals, and then we've got a set of dimensionals that are mini. And the minis fit perfectly on the back of that little one. So you're going to want a set of the dimensionals that are mini and the regular. They're both only $4, so make sure you stock up on that. Okay, so we'll just put our little peppermints on here. Oops. I'm going to put my red one on last. Does anybody have their Christmas tree up yet? I don't. I don't, but I have a very bad habit of putting up my Christmas tree late and taking it down late. And honestly, I think I could, if it was up to me, I'd keep up my Christmas tree all year round. I just love it. Okay, and then we're gonna stick, actually, I remembered that I actually added 2 dimensionals to the back of the red one. Okay, so we've got 2 dimensionals stacked on there. And then we're gonna stick it in there, right there, so that you guys can see all that layering. Great, now, the ribbon that I put here, I just tied a bow and then, again, kind of like a faux bow, and I added it with a glue dot. This is our Real Red ruffled ribbon. This ribbon is not orderable right now. It's been back ordered, not orderable. So let me show you another alternate. There's a couple alternates of ribbons that you can get. And this is the one that I had. So it's kind of tiny. It's part of a bundle of ribbon that's in the annual catalog. So I'm just going to add that to the side, and you guys will have to tell me if you think you like it or not. Let me grab a glue dot, and I'll show you where in the catalog you can find this ribbon. And there's another red stitched ribbon. Oh, sorry guys. Fire truck's going by. Hopefully it's not too loud. Okay, where I'm doing my video at my studio, it's like right by the door. And so, right now it's really busy here in the plaza. And so there's tons of activity going on outside. So I added that in there and I think that it worked. A lot of times I like to put lots of bling on all of my projects, but I don't think this one needs it. Between the colors and the peppermints, and the ribbon, I think it's good. I hope you guys like that project. Super simple. Oh, yay. Thank you, Amy. Thank you, Nan. I'm so glad. I'm so glad you guys like that. Let me show you a little bit more about this frosted gingerbread before we go on to our last project. So, like I said, this is the stamp set, and these are the dies that are part of this bundle. The designer series paper comes in a 6x6. So it's a stack, oops. It's a stack of 6x6 paper, and I have a sampling of them. So this is what it looks like, and I'm just going to kind of flip it over. You'll see that this paper right here, these little gingerbread cookies, you can cut this one out, but some of them you can actually die cut. So there's that one. And all of these little peppermints here, you can die cut them with the little circle, or if you have a circle punch, you could probably punch those out as well. Look how cute that is, and how well that coordinates with these. So you wouldn't be able to die cut these out, but you could fussy cut that, and you could stamp. You could see how the stamps here coordinate really well. So cute. Now this one, here's an example of a designer series paper that you can actually die cut. So you would just place the die on your paper like this and run it through the die cutting machine. If you layer them together and die cut them, or you can do them separately, it's up to you, then you're going to get more of an intricate look. So there's that. Amy, I know that you got this paper, or you got part of this suite, or the whole suite, I think. I don't know if you got the Memories and More card pack, but those are now available for purchase. They weren't for a while. Okay, and you can actually die cut this star out with this, and these little peppermints. So the paper is so cute. The only paper I didn't show you are these two that I have on here. Okay, so let me show you. I was just mentioning the Memories and More. So they have something called Memories and More, and let me pull out. Okay, so if you're in the holiday catalog, mini catalog looks like this. On page 8 and 9, and I believe 10, yep, 8, 9, and 10, you're going to see the gingerbread and peppermint suite. So here's some really pretty samples of projects that are made, and then here's all of the products that are part of that suite. So these are the dies in the stamp set that I just talked to you about, and if you see a little image right here that says mini, that means that you can use our little mini cut and emboss, so this little guy here, to do all the die cutting, or that it coordinates with a lot of it. So, so you wouldn't need the big one. Here's that ribbon that I was telling you about that is not currently orderable, but it's so lovely. When it does come back, you're going to want it. Now, the Memories and More card kit, this stuff actually just came back and is available to order it. They had run out of it, had to order more, and you guys know how the shipping is right now. But it's a card pack that looks like this. It's number 3, and it's only $11 for this card pack, and I'm going to show you what that looks like. And then you've got the envelopes and the card bases, and I'll show you what that looks like as well. So this lends really well for scrapbooking, especially if you're somebody who likes to do that pocket scrapbooking, but you can also create cards with it. And then here's all that designer series paper. So pretty. Okay, let me show you the envelopes. So here is an example of one of the envelopes. It's larger than our standard A2 size, right? And then you can put your little address there. And then this is what the card bases look like. They're white on the other side, so you don't have to layer any white paper in there to write on it. But this fits in there perfectly. And you get a full pack like this that has enough for 20 cards. So I love Memories and More. It's just such a fun and easy way to create. Now here's the card pack that coordinates with it. And I'm going to open it up, and you'll see some of the elements in here. Is this not so stinking cute? This is actually like a cookie cooling rack. I've seen people do other things with this, but that's what it was intended for. So you've got them in black, you've got them in silver. Of course, you can always color the other side to meet whatever needs you have. And then if you're somebody who's a scrapbooker, so you've got these cute little tags here that you can actually write your message on and then stick it on your scrapbook page, or if you use the Memories and More where you slide them in, that's what these are designed for. So you've got several of those. And then of course you can use the other side for scrapbooking if you wanted to. And I'll show you some projects that were created with this, not necessarily these, but the paper itself. So here's some more pieces. I'm just going to show you guys all of these really quick. I love this one. If you layered some red behind that and put it on a, what's the color that coordinates here? Looks like either crumb cake or soft suede. Anyways, if you layered those on there, it would make it just a really cute card. There's the other side. We have some designer series paper that's like this. I think it's in green though. Made with love. The other thing you could do is you could take these little cards, and if you give baked goods or something like that for the holidays, you can actually take this Made with Love. You can die cut using our stitch rectangle or another one of our dies on the back, and you can write a little message, punch a hole, tie some really pretty ribbon, put it on your little home, your baked goods, and give that out. So cute. Oh, it's cinnamon. Okay, Amy, it's cinnamon cider. Awesome. So if you're ever wondering what colors coordinate, you can usually find them in the catalogs. Let me show you here. So, okay, here it is. Down at the bottom here, you'll see Real Red, Old Olive, Early Espresso, and yes, cinnamon cider. So that's the brown. Thank you. Okay, another cute tag that you could use on those baked goods. And then here's some more. Wouldn't this be cute if you send your kids little lunches to school? You could write a little message and put it in their lunchbox. That was all the craze for a while, and I don't know if they still do that or not, but I think that would be a cute thing to see. Okay, so those are part of the card kits, and then you're going to have some sticker sheets here. The catalog just never does it justice, so I want you to see what exactly is included. Here are some more sticker sheets. Very easy to create cards with this. Okay, and then you've got some larger cards. So wishing you a sweet Christmas, that's another one that would be great as part of a gift. Or you could just layer that. So if you wanted, you could layer this right on top of the card here, and it makes a card for you instantly. The other thing that's really cute is if you say we did this, layered it like this, and then we grabbed, oh, I don't know, this one. And then, like I said earlier, you can put a piece of Real Red behind that, and then you can just stick it on like that, add some of the stickers from the sticker sheet, you know, put those little mittens on the side, and that card is done. Super cute. Okay, here's another that could be a recipe card. I've seen some people on Facebook sending out these posts that say, you know, this year I would really like a card, a Christmas card, and include a recipe. So this would be perfect to do just that. So there's some more. Okay, oh, here's one. Cookie recipe, that's perfect. I love that. So those of you who are planning on sending out recipes, the other side is so cute. These are so adorable. Okay. I had to show you guys that because they are available now and they are a must, and they're so inexpensive. So let's pull that back in so I can tell you exactly how much. So the Gingerbread Peppermints Memories and More card pack, all those cards that I just went through, are only $11, and you're going to get 60 cards. So there's 36 that are sized 3x4, the smaller ones. You've got 18 that are 4x6, which are these bigger ones. Okay, and you're going to get 4 sticker sheets and those 6 laser cut specialty cards, which are the little cookies, the little cookie racks. So cute. Okay, let me show you some projects, and then we're going to move on to our very last card for today. Okay, I am making a big mess on my table. Okay, here's some really cute cards. Using that, I did not design these cards here, or any of these cards that I'm getting ready to show you, I actually did them as part of a event that I went to in Michigan. And these were the make and takes, and aren't they so sweet? I just love them. So there were like Christmas cards, and then they took the same paper and created some fall looking cards. Look at that cute pumpkin. And then here are some cute little tags that you can create very easily. So wishing you a Merry Christmas. This is using the stamp set itself. So this right here is the stamp, and then just punched out in a circle, and you layer it with some of the designer series paper. You can punch a hole in the side, write to and from on the back if you'd like. So that would be a great tag, Christmas tag that you could make. Here's another one. This particular die is actually from the pillow box die. I did not show you guys anything with that, but that's the pillow box die, and it creates these cute 3D pillow boxes. But look how simple this is and how adorable. Here's another one. Punch a hole in the side and just, it's a tag. These tags are so great and so easy. And they just use the stamps and the designer series paper. And there's that one. Okay. As you guys can see, I'm absolutely in love with this suite of products. Let me move all of this out of the way, and we'll get to our last and final card. I need to make sure I set the cards I made out to the side, because I'm looking for them at the end of the video. I'm like, what did I do with them? Let me show you really quickly where, I don't think I showed you guys this already, but in the annual catalog, which looks like this, if you guys have this, on page 140, you're going to see the Playful Pet. And then for another alternative is this one up here. It's the Real Red double stitch satin ribbon. Very pretty, easy to tie. Love it, love it, love it. It's been a carryover item for a couple catalogs. So that's a great item to have as well. Okay, last card, you guys. My phone has already told me that it's like out of battery, so I need to talk faster. Okay, so what I did for this last card, let me show you the product that I use. This one right here, this is the Lots of Leaves stamp set. This is a stamp set that was out in a couple catalogs ago, and then they carried it over and put it in the annual catalog. And so there's a die that coordinates with it. Now, typically when you've got a new bundle of products that's a stamp set and dies, you're going to get a 10% discount, but not with this one, just because it's been carried over for a few catalogs. But I purchased it and never used it. So I wanted to take this opportunity to create a project using the Love of Leaves bundle. So this bundle, the dies are quite unique. Very similar to the dies that I just showed you with the gingerbread, where it's got an outline die and then it's got something on the inside that creates some intricate pieces. It's a little bit different in the sense that this die that creates the middle part does not cut out. It actually just etches some little stitching within that die. So I'll show you what that looks like in just a second. And then we've got yet another distinctive stamp set. The last distinctive stamp set we did, which was the Eden's Garden, that one was the cling, the red rubber. This one's actually clear, the photopolymer. So you're gonna see some really cool stuff with this as well. All right, let me show you the card that we're gonna do. All right, it's this one right here. So I went on and I decided I wanted to use this rose gold paper that we have. This is in the annual catalog. It comes in 6x6, and you get some brushed rose gold and some brushed gold. And I hadn't played with it yet, and I just love that rose gold. And so I got on Pinterest to see what colors coordinate really well with rose gold. Well, it's a very popular wedding color. And so the color palette that I was shown was this Blushing Bride color, this gray, blue, this is Night of Navy, and basic gray for us. And then I decided, because it was kind of wedding colors, I wanted to use a special paper for the base. And this is our Shimmer White cardstock. So Shimmer White cardstock is a great medium for using when you're doing watercoloring. So we've got our basic white, we've got our very vanilla, and you can watercolor a little bit on that. But if you do too much, if you add too much water, that paper does not, that cardstock does not support all that water. So you want to use watercolor paper like our watercolor paper or our shimmer white. So you probably can't see it very well from the camera, but if you look closely at this paper, you're going to see little flecks of shimmer, almost like you took Wink of Stella and put it all over the card. That's what I use for the card base. Okay, and this twine here is just a Night of Navy twine that I had. It's retired, so I'm going to use a very vanilla one that I have on hand now. All right, let's start crafting. Let me get all my stuff out. Okay, so we're going to take that shimmer white cardstock and just fold it in half. And I went ahead and I did the stitching here for this top layer, only because I have my little mini cut and emboss with me, and this didn't quite fit in there, so I wanted to do that stitching ahead of time. So how you achieve this look here is you would take this particular die, and I cut this cardstock down, and then I layered it, or I'm sorry, I applied the die right here, right along the edge, and then I made sure that there was an equal amount at the top and bottom that was showing through, ran it through my die cutting machine, and this was the result. Absolutely so stunning. It kind of made me sad when I was working with this that I covered up a lot of it, especially like that edge there, but I had to do it. Okay, let me show you an example of layering these dies to die cut, and then we'll put the card together. So I'm going to grab my die cutting machine here. I dropped all my, hold on. Okay. Dropped all these pieces on the floor. So very similar to our large die cut and emboss machine, the little mini has the plates that coordinate with it as well. So it comes with it. So it's $60 for this whole system, and it'll come with the plates. You don't have to buy anything extra. So when you see this first plate, it's going to have number 1 on the top, and then it's going to tell you how to layer to create your sandwich, to die cut and to emboss and everything that you need. We do have embossing folders that fit in here, but obviously the larger embossing folders don't, but we've got those little mini ones that do work. So here, this is for die cutting, as you can see, and it gives you the directions. And then I'll just show you really quick some of the other plates. We've got a plate like number 3. This tells you with the embossing here. And then here's the other, if it's a 3D embossing folder or a regular embossing folder. Okay, so let's put in the base plate, and then we're going to put in a number 2 plate. And I'm going to grab some Night of Navy cardstock, and we're going to use this die right here. Okay, so since these come separate, because you can actually stamp this right here and then go and die cut the stamped image. You can stamp that, and then you can go and die cut and put the stitching on it for that extra added touch if you wanted to, or you could just do that to just regular cardstock. So that's what I've done here. So I'm just going to lay this here. And if you are somebody who is maybe a little bit shaky, or you're having a hard time getting this to line up or stay put, which can happen sometimes for me too, then you can take a piece of washi tape and just place it over the top. And I know people have also used Post-it notes. There's like a special Post-it note tape out there that crafters use to be able to keep that in alignment. But honestly, the stitching, even if it's off just a little bit, it still comes out looking really, really good. Okay, so once you've done that, you put the top plate on, and I'm actually going to need to push it a little bit to get it going. And then, excuse me, because my camera's going to shake a little bit. And then I'm going to hold on to the top and just wheel that through. And you'll see that what you get is this really pretty stitched die cut. Now, another way that you could do it too, I'm going to take a piece of this rose gold. This is that brushed rose gold. Isn't that pretty? You're going to take a piece of this, and let me find the die that coordinates with that. Okay, so this again, same thing where you would put them together if you wanted to, or you could stamp and then die cut out the stamp. I'm actually going to show you that you can die cut first. If you are not able to line it up like you want, you can die cut that out first and then go through and put the second piece on for the stitching. Yes, Brenda, I know that they were supposed to come out with like a magnetic platform and they just haven't. So I don't know what's up with that. Haven't heard any news on it lately. So I'm just going to die cut that through and you guys will see. It actually leaves a really pretty stitching as a part of the negative there, but then here is your die. And then if you want to add the stitching afterwards, you can do that as well. So here's the die cut without the stitching, and then we're going to just place that back on there. And I'm going to lay this over the top. And then what I try to do when I place my plate on here is I try to push down right away and kind of hold it in place so it doesn't move. Okay, and then let me get it going here. We'll run that through. And it moved a little bit on me, but that's okay. So when you get it, when you pull it out of there, it has that stitching on there. So just a couple tips for you guys. Don't forget you can use washi tape if you want, or you can do it separately. It's completely up to you. All right. You set that to the side. Get this out of the way, and then we'll finish up this card. Now, what I decided to do was, because I wanted to feature that rose gold, I decided to add a little strip of rose gold to the edge. So I just cut a little strip of it here, and I'm going to apply it using our liquid adhesive. So this liquid adhesive, or sometimes you'll hear people call it green glue, a little tiny bit goes a long way. So I'm just going to add just a little bit. I'm actually not even squeezing it. It's actually just kind of coming out on its own. And I'm just going to add a little bit to the edge here. And I'll take our rose gold and strip of cardstock and put that on there. Oh geez. So when it oozes out the the sides, you just got to get it right away because it will be sticky if you don't. Okay, there we go. So now that I've done that, I'm going to go ahead and stamp the sentiment. Your friendship is something I know I can count on. I love that sentiment. We're going to put that, and we're going to use Night of Navy to stamp that. So again, this is a photopolymer stamp. You can see right through it, which I love. And I'm just going to kind of position it down in the corner here and stamp it. I found that stamping first made it easier for me when I was going to place the leaves on the card. Now, the original card that I designed, I actually had all of the leaves shifted over kind of to the edge. Then when I went back and did it again, I really liked having the leaves a little bit closer to the left. So you guys will have to tell me which one you like better. For this one, I'm going to put them over towards the left again. Now, I went ahead and die cut all the leaves out. So we've got a blushing bride, a basic gray leaf, the Night of Navy. I also die cut this out of the shimmer white cardstock that coordinates with it, right? And then again, here is our rose gold. So pretty. All right, we're going to add these on using Stampin' Dimensionals. Okay. I got plenty of dimensionals on the back of this leaf. And I started kind of towards the top, like so. And I'm going to have it just kind of cascade down. Now for this one, I placed the dimensional there so I could kind of see where I was going. Same thing here. Just place the dimensional there instead of putting it on the back of the leaf and then having it actually land on this and then it's too high, you know, so anyways, maybe that's a good tip for you guys. Okay, again, like I said, we're just kind of cascading down the side of the card. And then one right here. And then for the final one, what I did was I took the paper snips and I just kind of snipped these off because we really don't need that. We don't need those. We'll put a dimensional right here. Add that last piece. See how easy that was? Okay, now when I put it on originally on the card, I actually put it flush to the card because I was like, oh, I had too many dimensionals on there, but I liked it popped up. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna pop up this card. I am gonna place the dimensionals, make sure that I strategically place it right where the seam is so that I can secure that. Even though the green glue, I'm telling you, that stuff is strong. So we'll pop all the backings off of here. Thank you, Franny. Okay. And then I'm just gonna center it on my card. Like so. Okay, like I said earlier, the card that I originally designed, or these cards here, I used Night of Navy. Maybe you guys have Night of Navy. We used to carry it. So if you do, I think it looks really good. If you don't, and you need a twine, then this is a very vanilla twine. It's part of a combo pack that we sell. So if you wanted, you can take this very vanilla, and I'm actually going to do a double bow with this. So to create a double bow, you're going to just fold the twine in half like this. Okay, and then you're going to treat the two pieces of twine as if they're one. Okay, so just like I would tie a bow, hold it, wrap it around, okay, and pull that through. All right, now that I've got that, I will just finagle it a little bit to get it how I want it. So, and sometimes the twine will twist, so you got to work with it. And then you just take your paper snips and cut that off and then cut the extra pieces. So now we've got a double bow. If you're ever wondering how people create those double bows, that's how. Again, we're going to use a glue dot to put this on. So I'm just going to put it on here. And sometimes if your twine or your bow is like lopsided like this, you can actually make sure that it's straight by sticking it on, let me get this out of the way, on the glue dot so that the edges hold it open like so. I hope that that makes sense. So if it's twisted or whatever, just kind of open it up and then push the twine onto the glue dot so that the glue dot holds it open, is what I meant to say. Then we're going to take our paper snips. I like to use this. You can also use your take your pick tool if you have that. And we're just going to add that to that one like that. All right, now we've got two different embellishments that I used on here. So we've got an embellishment in the current annual catalog that's called the Champagne Basic Rhinestones, right? This is such a great one because it's almost like a petal pink color, but if you use it with a brown, it'll take on the brown. Look, it's actually just, I don't know, it's kind of like a chameleon. It just really, it really morphs into whatever you're working with. We also have something called Elegant Faceted Gems, probably one of my favorite set of gems. And as you can see, I've used them quite a bit. And it'll come in a petal pink color, which is right here in the middle. And then you've got kind of a frosted white and a clear. Okay, so there's the clear there, and there's the frosted white, and then in the middle, petal pink. So for this particular card, I used them both. So you'll have to tell me, do you like the Elegant Faceted Gems better, or do you like the Champagne Rhinestones? I felt like the Champagne Rhinestones lended well because of the rose gold. So I'm going to use that here on this card. And also, for the ordering special for this month, if you place an order of $50 or more with me, using a host code, and I'm actually going to let you double up. So I have a host code going right now that is for anybody who's taking advantage of the sale. And if you use that host code for for the sale that's going on, then you're going to be entered into a drawing for a free shopping spree with me. And so I already have several of you who have taken advantage of that, and thank you so much. I appreciate that. I'm going to use the same host code for our ordering special today. So just a little perk for you guys. I usually don't double up like that, but I'm going to today, especially since I'm not going to be offering one of these card kits to go. Let me see, where do I want to put this? Okay, we'll just stick it right there. Okay, so there's our finished, oh, it's not a finished card. I got a stamp on the inside. All right, I started a couple minutes late, so I am running over. It's already 4:04. Hang in there with me, you guys. I want to share a couple more things with you. Oh, thank you, Rhonda. The champagne gems, you like that. Okay, good. Good. Okay, so let's stamp the inside here. Now we're going to use this stamp, and I'm going to use the Blushing Bride. So this Blushing Bride, this is our new ink. These are our new ink pads. They're a little bit of a slimmer case, and I'm going to be honest, this Blushing Bride does not look the way that it used to. And so when I've stamped this before, it's a little bit of a muddier pink than I'm used to. So let me show you what I mean by that. So if you ink this up, and again, this is a distinctive stamp, so you can see where some of the ink, it looks like it's not on there, but it's actually meant to be that way. Okay, so if we stamp this Blushing Bride, okay, so that's the color. Oops, I don't know what I have under there. Okay, and if you look at our Blushing Bride paper, it doesn't really match, right? And usually Stampin' Up! Does such a phenomenal job matching the ink with the cardstock. What you can do to obtain that color is you can stamp off. So let me just stamp this again because it wasn't a good stamp. Okay, and then you could stamp off to get that look, and then that's a little bit closer to the cardstock color. Now for this particular card on the inside, I am going to stamp almost like off twice, right? So we've stamped here, we've stamped off, and now this is the third. Is because I'm going to put a sentiment on here, and I just don't want this to take away from the sentiment. All right, so there we go. And we're going to stamp that image, and then I'm going to take my Night of Navy, and I'm going to stamp on the inside. So the front of it says, your friendship is something I know I can count on. And on the inside, I'm going to stamp, I'm so glad you're in my life. I think that works really well together. And this is just such a sweet card. Okay, and we're just going to stamp right over it. There we go. So that is the inside of the card. So there's our finished card. I hope you guys love it. Yep, I hope you guys love it. Okay, so let me clean this up a little bit and tell you guys a few things, and then I will hop off for today. Let me pull in all our projects. There's that. A lot of you guys like the darker in this one, so I'm gonna, oh, my camera, I don't think I have all of the cards on here. Let me see, maybe this is better. Okay. Ooh, thank you for all the hearts. So sweet. Thank you. Thank you. Nan says, I like this champagne gems, depending on us. Yes. Yeah, I agree. It takes on a different tone or a different color for sure. Okay, let me share with you guys a couple projects that were created. Kind of brought these out too soon. That were created with this same suite of products here, or the same bundle, I should say. Before I show you that, let me show you. This is the rose gold and the gold. So it comes in 6x6. There's the gold. And if you guys signed up for my my last Christmas card club, which is the November card club, you will see that I've die cut some of the dies out using this beautiful gold. Okay, it's so pretty, so pretty. All right, here's the rose gold. I've cut these down, otherwise it'd be 6x6, but you'll see that. And you actually get 8. So you'll get 4 gold pieces and 4 of the rose gold. And then let me show you a few other projects here. So another thing that my team does in the Beehive is we do a card swap through the mail, which is so much fun. We've got demonstrators on my team and in the Beehive that are all over the United States and even in some other countries. So every quarter we ship our cards to my good friend Linda Funnel in Indiana, and she takes all the cards and she swaps them all and she sends them all back to us. So we get these great packages in the mail of all these different cards. So here are some of the projects that I have gotten. So this one right here was created by my sweet friend Vicki Reese, and she's on my team as well. And she's die cut and layered here using some different colors. And then this is kind of either a gold or a bronze foil. I'm not sure exactly what she used, but look how pretty the foil looks. And this is some retired designer series paper, but that's a card that she created. Okay. And then this card right here was created by my sweet friend Judy Dudley. And look at that fun fold. So she's even stamped, look at, she stamped right over, kind of like I did today too. And then I love how she used the negative. So she die cut that leaf out, and you can see the negative has the stitching around it. And then, I mean, this is such a detailed card. She did a fabulous job with this. Okay, and again, this paper is retired that she used. These are just cards that I had from another card swap that we did. And then this card, and the sticker fell off of it. I feel like my friend Patsy Jones made this. I'm not sure. I'll have to ask her. I'll have to double check with her, but this is beautiful. So you'll see here that she actually stamped, and you can see that with that distinctive stamp, it has all those different shadings, right? So she stamped them, and then she die cut them, and she also put the stitching in there. So I absolutely love how that looks. I love how she has the stitching cascading down from the top. I did mine from the side. So an absolutely beautiful, beautiful bundle. I'm so glad I finally had a chance to design with it, because I've had it in my stash for a while. Okay, so here are the projects that we created. Yes, Amy, Judy is so sweet. I love her. Okay, let me tell you about a couple other things. Oh, okay, let me tell you about this real quick. So again, I know I told you guys I was going to be talking about my team a lot, and yes, so here's another thing that we do. Each month we have a team meeting, and each team meeting there are make and takes that they can have shipped to them, and they're only $10. I mean, it is like a steal, but it's a perk for being in the Beehive. And so this was the make and take. These were the make and takes for this month. And my friend Jennifer Weitzel, she is she's kind of the leader for our make and takes each month. So she actually cuts and preps everything for everybody and ships it out to them. And I'm telling you guys, I used to do it, and it is not an easy job, and she does a fabulous job with it. So for only $10, they got all of it. They got an acetate box and all of these pieces cut and prepped for them for these super cute poop boxes. So this is not my idea. So my friend Rhonda Wade actually designed these. So cute. But what they are is, like, for this one, if you turn it on the back, it says, "I heard you've been naughty, so here's the scoop. All you get is elf poop." And then you can, Jennifer actually added some peppermints in here. So how cute is that? And then this one here, "I've heard it's your birthday, so here's the scoop. All you get is unicorn poop." So this is something that you guys can do as well. We sell these acetate boxes, and they're just great to add little gifts. "I heard you've been naughty, so here's the scoop. All you get is snowman poop." And those are just some marshmallows. And this would be great. This is all just paper cutting. So she's, cut the basic white here, and these are just circles, and it looks like she used our chalk marker for that. And then the little nose. So cute. Great stocking stuffers. If you're thinking about gifts for your coworkers, these would be funny. "So I heard you've been naughty, so here's the scoop. All you get is reindeer poop." And her husband, Jennifer's husband, drops these off for me, and I think they just got heated up, but I think that makes it even funnier when it's all melted down like that. And then here's the last one for you guys. "I heard you've been naughty, so here's the scoop. All you get is gingerbread poop." And this is the little gumdrops. So cute, so clever. And again, like I said, this is a special thing that's just for people in the Beehive on my team. They get all of these for $10. So cheap. Now, if you want to join my team, if you're interested in that, and what that means is you just purchase the starter kit. So you get to pick out $125 worth of stuff. And right now this month, it's only $75. Of course, the shipping is free, but you do have to pay for tax. But you get the kit in the mail, and then you get to join my team, and you get tutorials for free, and you get a community of crafters from all over the world. It's just a lot of fun. I'll have to do another video all about it later. But let me mention a couple more things, and then I promise we're going to hop off. Okay, so the November Christmas Card Club, the deadline to register is the 20th this month. I had done the 10th the previous months, but it's the 20th. So you've got 2 days to register for this. And this is the featured bundle that we're going to use. And like I said, I did die cut some of the gold using the gold brushed gold that we just kind of looked at or played with. The dies here are just gorgeous, so I use that. The stamp set in itself, I'm like, it's kind of cute. It's like, whatever. But the dies, you guys, are beautiful. So how it works is it's $32 if you're local to me, and you can come by and pick it up and do a studio swing by and pick up your kit. You just pay $32. If you want it shipped to you, if you're long distance, then it's $40. And I just ship the kit to you, and it is enough to make 8 cards. You're going to get 4 different designs, my designs, and you create 2 of each of those designs. And then you're going to get about $20 in product included as well. So, I mean, it's so much fun. And I know some of my friends here who have done the past 2 clubs, they get together with friends and put them together. And I think that's really fun. And you'll get a tutorial, and a step-by-step tutorial on how to put it together. Now, the stamp set and dies are not included in that price. You can either, substitute with something that you already have, especially with some of the cards that I did for this class. The dies just speak for themselves, so you can kind of use a different stamp set if you want to. So that's completely up to you. Or you can add on the bundle at cost. So you don't have to pay for shipping, and you don't have to pay for tax. There's a little button when you sign up for it. I'll share the link today. When you sign up for it, it'll say, do you want it shipped to you? Are you going to do a studio swing by and pick it up? Would you like to add on the bundle? And so that's a perk for my club members, is to be able to add that on, not have to pay tax and shipping. All right, so let me tell you if there's anything else I wanted to mention. The seasonal sale ends today, and the host code that I'll be sharing is going to be good for the seasonal sale drawing that I'm doing, as well as those who are going to get, if you spend $50 or more, you are going to get the champagne rhinestone basic jewels. Several of you have already placed orders with the seasonal sale, so you already have qualified for the jewels. You will only get 1 set of jewels, just FYI. Okay, I think that's it. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I will be sharing this on YouTube. I think the video worked a lot better this month than it has, and I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you, and have a wonderful day. Bye-bye. Oh, before I forget, leave a comment, and I will do a drawing. And whoever wins the drawing is actually going to get where are the gems? You're actually going to get a package of these gems. I know I've given these out before, but they're so pretty. And like I said, it's while supplies last, so you wouldn't be able to order them later. Okay. Thank you, Amy, for that question. So the kits are going to be ready probably towards the end of the month, and I will let everybody know when the kits are available for pickup. All right, guys. Thank you, Franny. Love you. You guys have a great day. Bye-bye.